Good morning, friends. Another important video with respect to changes in GST law, part of Finance Act 2022, now made effective from 1st of October 2022. Compulsory reversal of GST credit by the buyer, by the recipient, for non-payment of taxes by the supplier. We are finding a lot many litigation going on and challenges. Buyer and recipient has paid the amount to the supplier, and supplier, even after collecting the tax, has not deposited the tax. And these are being debated in terms of section 16 subsection 2 clause C of CGST Act. There is one condition that for availing credit by the buyer or recipient, his supplier must have paid taxes either through e-cash ledger or through e-credit ledger. But challenge was, buyer has paid the amount to the supplier, supplier did not deposit. Now who is going to face the problem? It's a supplier who defaulted even after collecting is not depositing the tax. We were all debating around, and even pre-GST era, we have seen a lot of judgment from Supreme Court, then High Court. Even in GST, we got High Court judgment. Supreme Court judgment, KK Industries Limited. Lot of High Court judgment, including Delhi High Court judgment, Arise India, wherein it was stated that credit can't be denied for the buyer, for the recipient, for fault of supplier of non-payment of taxes. In GST, Madras High Court, in the case of D.Y. Bethel Enterprises, it is being held that unless department initiate action against the defaulting supplier, they can't demand reversal from the recipient buyer. So having said that, this point is still debated, and Finance Act 2022 has made change in the GST law worth listening and noticing. Now section 16 subsection 2 clause C is being amended. First of all, they have omitted the reference of 43A, which was never introduced. It is subject to 41, and it is being stated that subject to 41 means, what is the 41? 41 is now being substituted, and 41 is saying, first of all, there will not be concept of provisional credit. No provisional credit for the recipient, for the buyer, as a self-assessment. And second, 41 subsection 2 is worth noticing. They are saying buyer, recipient need to reverse credit for fault of supplier of non-payment of taxes, along with interest, and interest would be 18% per annum. So 41 subsection 2, which is now notified from 1st October 2022, clearly says अब बायर को, रिसिपिएंट को क्रेडिट रिवर्स करना पड़ेगा for non-payment of taxes by the supplier. So it would be coming to your mind, ये अचानक ये प्रोविजन, डिफॉल्ट तो पहले से चल रहा है. So prior to this amendment from 1st October 2022, the problem before the court was how court can say, honorable bench can say, that you recover this money from the buyer or recipient unless any action is being taken against the defaulting supplier. कोर्ट भी कैसे अपना ये ओपिनियन दे सकती थी, और भी जजमेंट दे सकती थी, और भी कई चीजें थी. डॉक्ट्रिन ऑफ इम्पॉसिबिलिटी इन जीएसटी, buyer and recipient was not knowing at all until GSTR 2A came into the picture कि सप्लायर इवन पेमेंट लेने के बाद टैक्स जमा नहीं करा रहा. 2A जब नहीं था तब तक तो हमारे पास कोई विंडो थी ही नहीं. Even after 2A came in, still we have seen the challenges because 2A was evolving. Only we were getting the status of filed. पहले तो ये भी स्टेटस नहीं आता था. अब स्टेटस फाइल्ड आ गया. इससे ये सियोरिटी थोड़ी हो रही है कि जिस इनवॉइस पे बायर ने क्रेडिट ले ली है उसको सप्लायर ने अपने टोटल आउटपुट टैक्स में दिखा दिया है. इनवॉइस वाइज मैचिंग नहीं है. हमें नहीं मालूम. स्टेटस फाइल्ड आ रहा होगा बट वी डू नॉट नो कि सप्लायर ने 3B भरते वक्त मेरी इनवॉइस को डाल दिया है. डॉक्ट्रिन ऑफ इम्पॉसिबिलिटी. कई डिस्प्यूट ये भी थे. L1 L2 वेंडर है जिनने सिर्फ GSTR 1 भरा, क्रेडिट पास्ड ऑन इन 2A बट टैक्स का पेमेंट नहीं दिया. और L1 L2 ने अगर टैक्स का पेमेंट नहीं दिया और इसी क्रेडिट को आपके इमीडिएट सप्लायर ने यूज किया तो डिपार्टमेंट कहता है टैक्स का पेमेंट तो हुआ नहीं, अब हम आपको क्रेडिट नहीं देंगे. बट बायर कहता है सर मैं इमीडिएट सप्लायर के ही ट्रांजैक्शन देख सकता हूं GSTN पोर्टल पे. बियॉन्ड इमीडिएट सप्लायर आई कांट सी एनी ट्रांजैक्शन. अब 41 सबसेक्शन 2 सब्स्टिट्यूट कर दिया गया. Now the argument which is going to be put forth by the department in the court, and they will say there is specific provision now. If there is a fault of supplier of non-payment of tax, then recipient buyer need to reverse credit. Provision is being made. That is the part of act. And to my mind, court is going to read the law only. And along with interest, further this provision says once supplier pays the liability, then recipient can re-avail the credit. But there are two questions left out. If you are paying along with reversing your credit along with interest, and interest at the rate of 18% per annum, re-availment is being allowed, no denial, once supplier pays the liability. So 2 points which I wanted to draw your attention. Re-availment, there will not be any time limit. So do not worry about. For re-availment, is there any time limit? As per section 16 subsection 4, no time limit. But what happened for the interest which you have paid? That is a cost. And to make it more interesting, if this provision which is now being notified from 1st October 2022, we all can debate. It is a prospective clause. Whether department can demand any reversal prior to 1st October 2022. We can always litigate the matter and go to the court and pray before the Lordship, Milord. There was no reversal provision, which is now being introduced, which is the part of Act now, prospective clause, applicable from 1st October 2022. So, for the period prior to 1st October 2022, department cannot demand reversal. There is no provision. But period after 1st October 2022, yes, this provision existing. And that is what department going to cite before the court, that reversal provision is now being made. Hence, for any non-payment of tax by supplier, reversal of credit can be demanded from the recipient, from the buyer, along with interest. So worth noticing, from 1st of October 2022, now there is reversal by the recipient, buyer, for no fault. For non-payment of taxes by the supplier. The harsh provision is interest. And here also I would like to make one point. It is like unjust enrichment in the hands of department. When you are demanding reversal from the recipient. You're demanding interest also. So you are taking interest from the buyer also. And when supplier who has not paid the liability, he will also pay the liability along with interest. So on same transaction, 2 times interest is being collected by the department. Is it not an unjust enrichment? And I'm sure this point is going to be interesting point for writ petition, that department should not be doubly benefited for the same transaction, because interest should be on the tax component. It cannot be 2 interests from supplier also for delay in payment of tax, and from recipient also to reverse credit along with interest. So this is a summarized observation for effective change for reversal of credit for non-payment of taxes by the supplier. In terms of section 16, subsection 2, clause C, read with section 41 of CGST Act, effective from 1st of October 2022. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Thank you very much.